Hello and welcome back to Pandemic Playground with Dave. We are back with building an asteroid station, and let's just jump right into it. So let's get started. All right, so today's episode was building out the rest of the walls here and creating some type of room. I haven't decided what to make of it just yet, but I decided to go with building necessities such as refineries, cargo containers, batteries, all the stuff that's sitting out here to be built within these kind of rooms and walls and things like that. So first thing first, looks like we missed a few spots. So that's a problem. But also listen to some suggestions where we changed the lighting for the inset lights to red, but it kind of made it look pink for some reason. And it's a lower intensity than we have on the regular white light. But once you come in here, you'll see that it's basically red. But yeah, it's just shining a little bit pink for some reason. But it's still not that bad. I actually don't dislike it in that sense. But yeah, we put together the wall and started drilling out a little bit of a hole. But before we did that, we grabbed our drilling ship here, which I did add a little bit more to it. I had the gyroscope right here. I changed the back end. Instead of a medium cargo container, I put a sorter right here behind this connector so that it can spit out stone while we're collecting other materials. And be underneath it as well are conveyor converters. So I have two kind of lined up back to back. So we have the large port for the large cargo container. So basically, the way I have the conveyor sorter is right like this, right next to the conveyor, or right here actually. And it has a large port as well. So the two in between it are the conveyor converters. So I have one facing this way with the large port on this side against the large cargo container. And on the flip side, I have it flipped over like this. And the reason being to do that is because I needed the ports on the side. So under here are the ports for the small ports for the converter. And then right over here is another one for this connector. And I needed this connector so I could transfer out whatever materials we mined for. And it goes back into the system. This one is just made to just dump out stone because the sorter is collecting all stone only as a whitelist. And then other than that, we added a couple of lights because we needed lights to see a little bit better. Because once we get to asteroids, it was very, very hard to see. And added two more compact saddles just to make it look symmetrical on both sides. But generally, it was used for the camera person. So we have one person sitting here while we fly this thing and look for other materials. So we ventured off a little bit and got basically cobalt, nickel, and more cobalt. And also uranium, actually, so, which we already had uranium. So there's more asteroids that we need to go and see and visit. But you'll see here the ice over there that we got to, cobalt, the ice asteroid. We need to visit this one. But the ice and the uranium's over there. And what else did we get up to? Right there. We have cobalt. You have nickel and iron over there as well. So lots of nickel and uranium. So we took home a little bit of uranium to be refined. I think it's finished refining. And we also took home a bunch of cobalt because we were there anyways. We might as well mine for it. Yep, so our refinery is completely done with it. So here we have some uranium. Although we can't really build anything yet with the uranium because we don't have a way to produce the reactor components because we need silver. We have a bunch of gravel, but we don't have enough silver. So that's the only problem we have now. If there was a closer station, we could go there and probably sell the uranium potentially. But the closest one is that one over there. So it's a bit far, and I think it's actually on the planet side. Alright, so that was the exploration part of it. And then we drilled out a little bit of a hole to make a bit of a room. And I think what I want to put here is probably the power station. Because I didn't really drill out too much. It's really dark in here. And it's very minimal spacing right now. I might have to put some more drills in here to start mining this out a little bit wider. But it took a lot of time working this out, whatever this is. So it's basically a corridor here with hanger doors to make it airtight eventually. So I made it to 1 up, 1 down just to make it symmetrical. I didn't really need to for this, obviously, but we did it anyways. And honestly, I think I messed it up, really. I should have started drilling between this one and this one. These 2 blocks, really. And make these big old holes instead of kind of doing it this way. I drilled from here and here. So it kind of made it a little bit awkward. But we'll stick with it for now. And any further rooms that we make, probably 15 apart. Probably the next one's going to be right around here. I'll probably start drilling from here instead of down here, just to make it look a little bit better. So this is room 1, basically. It has a bit of space, a corridor to walk into, and then we have a bit of a ramp. And then we're just going to fill this up and put stuff in here. So it's probably not going to keep rounded. We're going to make it more squared out eventually. But we definitely need a drill system in here to make this look a little better. I mean, we can hand drill most of this too, if we need to, clear it out. Probably easier just to get a drill system in here to do this. But basically, yeah, it took forever to figure this out. So we have like slope blocks or half slope blocks and everything like that. And then trying to fix it up so it's nice and smooth going from the ramp down and against the wall. So I think this piece is not the best piece for this, but it looks okay, I believe. I don't know what other piece could fit here better, but yeah. So trying to find all the parts that we can, going through all the different possible combinations. That's what really took a while to do. So then that way, this looks nice and smooth going downwards into this to this room. But eventually, all this will be squared out here or rectangled out a little bit. And I think there's a small enough room to do a power station. So I'll probably put a whole bunch of batteries in here, if anything. And if I could fit a reactor in here, I will. A large reactor, that is. We could do a small reactor, but if we could fit a large reactor next to this, that would probably be the ideal thing to do. And I'm going to have to do some plumbing underneath here as well. So I think we should be able to do that because we should have some plumbing right down here. We might have to do some hand drilling or something like that. Go all the way through here and make that room here. But yeah, I think the battery station will be nice and tight in here. That'll fit perfectly well. And it kind of looks more or less like a reactor type of station. So I am going to situate that large reactor, if we can, right here, this one. Right in here, if somehow. Probably elevate it like up to here. So when you come into the station like this, you can see the LCD screen or the whole control part of it. So that is coming up soon. And the next room, I probably, as I mentioned, probably 15 apart, start making it here instead. So drill 2 drills going this way and then make a bigger hole that way. And of course, we have this side to do as well. So this one could be a bigger one. And this could be like the assemblers, refineries, cargo containers. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we're probably going to end up making symmetrical rooms anyway. So here's one room. We're going to put one on this side eventually. And then that side eventually. And then I don't know if I want to do any rooms on these sides just yet. But we're going to... We also need to put the walls up. And then we have other spaces here. We got to really determine how much room we have between the asteroid. Because if we did something like right over here, for an example, that's not a lot of room. Because as you see here, we might peek out a little bit. So we can't do a room on this side too easily. So yeah, again, we just got to kind of monitor how far we can drill. And then we should be good that way. I mean, technically, it should have just drilled out a whole big hole and then just design it from there. Because that way we didn't have to make these little holes here and then drill out this kind of empty space. But it is what it is. So we'll do the rooms, and as I've seen in many comments, make a control tower from the top here in the middle, which I think would be perfect, and it is something I am going to plan to do, and which is great too, because then we can use these bridge windows, so we can peek it out from the top like that eventually. So I haven't really gotten able to use these a lot, so it would be nice to use it. So I think I'll put like probably like a window up top first, like that. And then we put the bridges down underneath. So then we can kind of cover, not necessarily from all 4 points in the middle, but somewhere towards the middle. And then we'll put our control tower station stuff in there. But it does cut it a little bit short over here if we did that. So basically, if we're flying a ship down here, a small grid ship, we got to be careful of it, because I think we're going to be able to do, I guess we could use panels towards the bottom here, like this. So then that way we save some space, and we have 2 block tall control room basically. And then we still have some space to fly through on here. Not a lot, but it's gonna do okay. I mean, I could raise it up a little bit and just have the bridge windows sneak out just a tiny bit. That's an idea too. So basically it will look something like this, where we have the bridge window there and then the panel, so it's just 1 block, and then we'll just raise this up a little bit if we need space to make stuff up there. So that is a potential thing to do. I kind of don't want to do it that way. I really prefer to see if we can make it basically 2 blocks like this, and then we'll do the panels on the floor. I think that should work okay. I would hope so. We just gotta figure out a way how to do this. Yeah. I'm gonna figure out a way to do that so that we have that spacing. I think we could do a corner light right down here, and then a panel. Yep, and that should do it. So then we have this kind of spacing, and of course a small grid ship will be able to fly through here no problem, because it's not that tall, because it's only about what, 1 or 2 large block. No, it's about 1 large block. That's about it. So we shouldn't have any issues flying at least the welding ship through as a small grid. But that's basically what the middle control room should look like. And then we throw all the console pieces from the new update and things like that. But yeah, still a lot to do with the station. I'm hoping to finish it as soon as possible, to be honest, because I want to proceed to making the front shipyard piece. And then we're going to start collecting a whole bunch of ships, refurbing them, collecting them, destroying them, whatever the case may be. So yeah, hope you guys are still enjoying this time-lapse series. If you do, please like and subscribe, drop a comment down below, even to just say hi. And of course, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.